Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Callie.
I'm Bean.
I'm Brittany.
So today we're just going to do like a little book chat. We're going to talk to you about our bookish pet peeves and our bookish bad habits and things that we don't like in books. All the things. All of them.
All of the negative things, basically. We're going to be negative today.
Negative Nancy's over here. And it'll be great. So I guess I'll start with one of my biggest bad habits that I know Brittany shares. I have a tendency to read the last page of a book.
Yeah.
It's such a bad habit, but like I will say like 90% of the time, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't do anything.
Because like the end of the book really ends like a chapter before.
Yep.
Like, it's only if stuff says, like, and they lived happily ever after. I'm like, oh, yay, it ends happily. Yay!
I've also done it where I read if it has an epilogue, I will read the last page of the epilogue.
Yeah.
And then I'll go back to the last page of the chapter.
Oh, see, I'm not that diligent. I just read the last page.
I'm bad, okay, guys? Real bad. And it doesn't, but again, most of the time, it doesn't do anything.
There have been times where I read that and I'm just like, what? Bad things. Bad things. I've been spoiled for books for doing that.
Well, going off that, I do skim paragraphs sometimes. I'll just, like, skip half a page if I'm getting really bored.
If there's no dialogue, I sometimes skim.
Yeah, and it's like, all right. And then I realize I missed nothing. And it's like, oh, I don't feel bad anymore.
Yeah. But then there are times where there's like, well, this happened. When did
did
this
I
happen?
miss this? I missed this somewhere. I'm
that.
pretty sure I accidentally did that during one of the Harry Potter books the first time I read it. Pretty sure I skimmed part of Order of the Phoenix.
Oopie.
My bad habit would probably be that I do dog-ear pages. Shit. But I don't dog-ear the top of the page. I actually dog-ear just a little bit in the bottom part. I don't know why.
I don't know how I feel about that.
And I only do in books that I know I'm going to keep. I don't know why. I just do.
Shame. So I guess with like dog-earing books, I know a lot of people really don't like deckled edges. How do you guys feel about deckled edges?
I like deckled edges.
I love deckled edges.
I love deckled edges. I really
deckled
do.
Edges.
And see, I always feel that. I think part of my thing with dog-earing the pages, also, it reminds me that I've already read that part of the book. So if I lose my spot, I'm like, oh, I read that already. Cool, I can keep going. Yeah.
I don't know why I like deckled edges, but I do. They're fun to like play with. When I'm like not reading, I can just go.
And we have gone from.
What's your biggest pet peeve? Covers.
I hate movie poster covers.
Yeah.
I really do.
Depends on how I like the movie.
No,
That's true.
no. It doesn't matter. Book came first. It doesn't need to conform to the new laws.
Whatever.
I guess that also goes into, like, the mass paperback. Because
Yeah.
usually the mass paperbacks have the movie or TV poster.
And that's why they're only $6.
I guess I hate people on the cover.
Yeah,
I hate it when
I think
people are on
that's
the cover.
more my irritation with like the movie
Yeah.
covers is it's always like the actors and like if you look at the covers, the new covers for the Cuckoo Calling book.
I just
Sorry,
feel
but it
like
seems
they're making me choose what I picture the character as.
Yeah.
The only one that I like the people on the cover is the Ember and the Ashes series. I really like those people on the cover.
Okay.
That's the only cover I can think of that I like people on the cover.
That's fair.
Because my
I
one
did like
example
the
of
Harry
that-
Potter.
But those weren't like actual people.
They weren't
those
actual
were
people, they were
drawings.
drawings. This is
Yeah.
true. This is true.
Because for me, it kind of ties in too, is the wrong side of right has the two people on the cover, but it was also a redone cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like that kind of ties in for me, and like I like the story, love the story.
Yeah.
Hate the cover.
I just think that like I like it when it's drawn people, like the new Royals book that they changed to Prince Charming. It's like the
I
drawn.
love that outline.
That one's really
That's
pretty,
really
but when it's
cool.
like real people, like, and it's the like super cheesy, I'm looking off to the distance because I'm just that important kind of look. Like I hate it.
The ruby red cover. The ruby is
I don't really like cover changes.
Oh,
to be
cover
honest.
changes.
Like if it goes better, I mean, like with Royals, it was better.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are some cover changes. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Looking at
No, I
you,
got
diviners.
You mean the fact that they change the cover every time a new book
Every
came out?
single time. Or the Flame in the Mist duology. That original cover was gorgeous.
it was.
And then they changed it, and I hate it.
That's irritating too.
Smoke in the Sun is ugly, but I'm still gonna read it.
You still own it.
I do. No, cover changes. Some cover changes I like. Like there's some like where like I prefer the UK covers.
I prefer the Harry Potter UK covers.
See, I don't. I guess, what's your most annoying trope?
Trope?
Trope. Let's go with trope.
I really dislike insta-love.
I don't think anybody likes it. Stuff.
No, well, between that and love triangles. I know that's
love
a
triangles
really common one. I feel like they're hardly ever done well. If it's ever done well, I like it.
I hate one-sided love triangles. Where, like, I guess the best example I can think of is Twilight. No, Jacob had no reason to be a love interest, but she just, like, threw in little, like, Edward was gonna win that. Like, I think
there's no question in that series.
Another one is like The Hunger Games. No one was Team Gale.
Yeah.
Like,
there wasn't. But the thing is, with the Hunger Games,
if it's like an actual even one where like she isn't sure, or it's the two guys or two girls, whatever. Like, if it's just like, if it's actually even, where she has actual interest, or the main character has actual interest.
Selection series. But yeah, I think I agree with that. Like, if it's a drawn out, like, I don't mind it for a little bit, but when it's drawn out and it's just like beating a dead horse, I'm done with this.
I just don't like it to be the entire focus of the book.
Yeah.
I get really tired and really bored really fast.
I don't like it when romance is the sole focus, which is I think why I don't like contemporary
as much.
Like,
Some
I've been reading it.
Are really good.
Like, I read Again But Better. Like,
and you loved that
and I
one.
loved that book. But I mean, the romance wasn't the biggest aspect of it. It was, I like it when there's like there's like romance, like, just, you know, thrown in, and there's like a bigger picture. That's what I really like, because like romance isn't all there is to life. Like, I do other things.
I hate when they kind of portray that romance is life.
Is everything.
And it's like, no.
So I guess, what kind of romance trope is your favorite then?
I like enemies to lovers.
I love enemies to lovers.
I also like slow burns.
I love slow burns.
That makes me happy. I like when it goes from, I think, a mixture of like both of those, where it's like the enemies to lovers, but it's also a very slow burn.
Where
like,
you see the progression of the relationship.
Yes.
I love, because
where
like,
there is a progression where it's not just, oh wait, yes, I think I'm in love.
Like,
no,
I'm a princess and you're a prince, therefore we're in love. Yeah. Like, no, I love a slow burn because that feels more realistic to me.
It does.
Where like they're developing this relationship and like, you know, like,
no, I gotcha.
Yeah, enemies to lovers and a slow burn, and specifically those together.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yes. Or friends to lovers.
Friends to lovers is really like too.
I like some friends. I like kind of like when you get thrown together as like a forced up team, and like suddenly you have to get along, and then you're like, hey, wait, actually, I kind of like this person.
Yeah.
Shit. Wait. What is your least favorite thing to come across in a story?
I know other booktubers talk about this one. When there's miscommunication in a contemporary that causes drama.
That causes literally all the drama.
That
you would just sit down and talk to each other.
Oh my
great.
god,
like,
so
I'm not gonna,
annoying.
I'm not gonna get fully into it because everyone else talks about this.
Yeah.
But like, that is one that I'm like, yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because there's so many ones that are just like, why is this a thing?
Yeah.
That doesn't need to be.
I hate repetition. Like, I hate it when, like, there's a prophecy or something like that, and they repeat it in every chapter.
Didn't you DNF a book like that?
No, I finished the book, but I was mad about it. I finished Stain.
Oh, that's right.
Stain constantly, every single chapter is like the prophecy of light and dark. I'm like, I know the goddamn prophecy.
I can say to my...
I hate the repetition. Like, I like it where, I guess the best example I could think of is in Four Dead Queens. At the very beginning, they had all the queenly laws just listed out, like, right after the map. And then each chapter was like Queenly Law 5 and then said the Queenly Law. But so it wasn't every single one of the laws. It went through them and it weaved into the actual story. But I could still go back to the very beginning and read like the laws so I could like refresh my memory. Or even like the Truly Devious letter is at the very beginning and I can just go back and read when they're like, oh, the Truly Devious letter said, you know, this aspect. I'm like, okay, well, they said, and they just pick out lines. And so that I prefer. It's when you repeat the whole thing. I get annoyed at that.
Fair enough.
Repetition irritates me.
I'd also go with kind of lazy writing, and I find it also goes what you DNF'd Wicked Saints because of the
writing style.
The writing style, and because of the character names.
Oh my god, the character
that
names
are just like
angered me.
I've seen it called head banging them before, where it's like you could bang your head on a keyboard and that's the name you come up with.
There are still some that I can like pronounce, like
you
all
can
of like
say, but it's just annoying.
Because like all of like Sarah J. Maas's names, I can at least sound them out. Emily A. Duncan's book, I couldn't sound them out to save my life. There were no vowels.
Oh,
I'd like to buy a vowel, please. Because even like Lee Bardugo's books are in like the same kind of like, or she took from the same kind of place Emily A. Duncan did, and I can pronounce those names.
I mean, you got the Darkling. He's not exactly hard to pronounce.
But even there was like Elena, there was Kaz, Nej. Like there were weird ones.
There are weird.
But I can pronounce them.
And I like the different names, and when they
like
are different, and it's like, oh, that's really cool. But I also kind of dislike names that are similar but they're different. Like I have.
I like seeing my own name in books. I've seen it once.
I've seen my name in lots of books.
Seafire. Yeah, and she only calls herself Callie in one point of the book. The rest, it's like Cal, I think. Do you guys prefer chapter numbers or chapter titles?
Numbers.
Really?
Yeah.
I like titles.
I like the number then with like a name.
Yeah,
or like something like that. I like for different points of view kind of thing, because otherwise I feel like I've just been reading forever.
Right.
And I just can't. I don't know where I'm at kind of thing.
I guess both.
I feel like I'm making progress.
I like,
there are numbers.
I like having both. I like having like a chapter name and a number with it. I like having both.
That's fair. I can see that.
I just like the numbers. I like set chapters because then I have a stopping point if needed.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Because like I guess with going back to Illuminae was there's conversation stopping, but like that's part of the reason why I feel like I binged it because I'm like, okay, there's not really a stopping here.
Yeah. Yeah. I like being able to
I
like
read it in one sitting. Yeah.
Plus, then I can tell my fiance like after this chapter, when's that chapter end? 30 pages, but you don't even know that.
I've done that too.
Not yet. It ends in a little bit.
Yeah.
What's something that annoys you while you're reading?
People trying to talk to me.
People trying to talk to you.
My fiance has a really bad habit of that.
So does mine. Especially when he gets home.
Yep.
He'll ask me about my day, and I'm like, shh. And he's like, no, I want love. And I'm like, shh, I need answers.
Well, I'm usually really good at being able to like tune out because we sit on the couch, like he'll play video games, I'll sit in my corner, I'll just read, and then he'll be like, Brittany, watch this, Brittany. And I'm like, what the do you want?
I am busy.
And so sometimes I have to reread like the same page 3 times because it's the, ooh, watch this part. I'm like, I don't care.
I don't care.
Fine.
Mine knows not to bother me.
Have you actually ever thrown a book?
Yes.
What book?
Truly Devious.
Really? Okay.
Well, Truly Devious, and then I
threw Harry Potter in the Order of the Phoenix. That's what I threw.
Good.
And I bet, you want to guess which part it was at? I'll give you a hint, it's when Sirius died. What about you? What did you throw?
I actually threw the wrong side of right.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I was really frustrated with a couple of parts, and I'm just like, done.
I'm out.
Because it was just, it got too much of the tropey, miscommunication and instant love and all of that, and I need to put this away for a little bit, and I just kind of threw it. It wasn't like a throw across the room. It was more of a close toss.
I threw Order of the Phoenix across the room. When I get annoyed, I usually try not to throw books, but I have put books in timeouts. Where I'm just like, it's fair. I'm just like, I need to put you down because I did not just read that.
Yeah.
Illuminae. I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I've done that. I've put books in timeout before.
I actually had to do that with Girl in Pieces.
Oh, yeah. I believe that.
It got really intense. I'm like,
you need to go sit in the corner and think about what you've done.
I think I took 2 days off of reading that because I was like, I can't.
Yeah, there are some books
I had that with Love Letters to the Lost. I had to put that one down.
Yeah. What's something that puts you in a book slump?
Love Letters to the Lost for me now.
Okay.
Or Letters to the Lost, not Love Letters. It's Letters to the Lost.
If I read too much high fantasy in a row, I'll get into a book slump.
If I read too much contemporary in a row.
Okay.
Because, I mean, granted, Girl in Pieces and Eliza and Her Monsters, they cover like some complex things, but at the end of the day, they are contemporary stories. So like reading that back to back and then throw in The Wrong Side of Right, I'm like, I need something new.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I can't keep doing contemporary.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Name of the Wind put me in a bit of a reading slump.
That book's a monster.
Well, because I finished it and it was amazing. I loved it. And then I was like, all right, now what do I do?
Do you ever like feel guilty when you finish a series? Like it's over, you loved it, you like, you know, you lived for that series, then you start another book, but like you feel guilty for like moving on? Or is that just me?
No, I do a little bit.
I'm gonna do that with like Illuminate. I think that's how I'm gonna feel, because like at the end of it, I'm just gonna be like, I'm so invested in it, and it's just gonna be, it's done now. I think that's why I'm taking a break in between Gemina and Obsidio, so I can read something else.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons when I read series, I try not to read them all in a row. Like, even when I read Queen of Hearts, I read the first one, and then I read a book, and then I read the second one, and then I read a book, and then I read the third one. And it's because otherwise I have done it where I have read an entire series. Best example was the Immortals series. Immortals Quartet by Tamora Pierce. I read all 4 of them in like 2 days. And then I went back and I read them again. Because instead of like moving on, I was like, well, I just want to do this world again. I really like it. So we're just going to keep reading them. And I think I read them like 2 or 3 times.
Because I tried doing that. I tried doing that when I first read A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I read the first book and I'm like, okay, this is really good. I'm invested in this series, but I want to break it up. So I read other books in between, and I ended up like, I don't know if it's because like I just wanted to know what happened next in like Sarah J. Maas's world, but like I like skimmed, and I hated the book I read after it because I read Spinning Silver after.
I've seen that happen before.
And I just like I've gotten to the point where I gave up on that. Like I got to A Court of Mist and Fury, and like David's like, okay, well, what's your in-between book? Nothing. I'm going right to A Court of Winds and Ruin. He's like, but you promise. I need answers.
I feel like it's different for each person, though, too.
I do.
Yeah,
like, I can't binge a series.
See, I have to.
I do sometimes, but I always end up in a bit of a slump afterwards.
Oh, see, I can just pick up another book, but I do get, like, the book guilt.
But I get
after a series. I get over it real fast.
I get mentally stuck in a world if I binge a series.
That's fair.
And then I have trouble coming out of it. I'll do the same thing with TV shows.
Oh, okay.
And
do you guys get upset when you hear another booktuber talk crap about one of your favorite books? Because I do.
I respect their opinion, but
I can respect I can respect their opinion, but I still get a little salty and a little personally attacked.
I do too, and especially since some of my favorite books, like if I go back and read them now, I'm like, wow, this is like really like childishly written to a point, and I'm like, but I love this book,
but I still love it.
Don't make fun of it because it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm still relatively new to the community, so I haven't run into that yet.
Okay,
but like I feel like if someone attacked Eliza and Her Monsters, I'd be like, no, you're wrong. Like 10 out of 10 wrong.
Because I feel that way with like Throne of Glass, because I know Throne of Glass is like split 50-50 between people either love it or hate it. You don't hate on it though.
I don't.
But like other people hate on it. And, like, I hear their critiques, and I respect their critiques, but they're wrong. Or at least we read different books.
You must have read a different book. I'm sorry.
What is probably your worst habit when you're book shopping? That's not cover buying.
Oh.
That is not cover. We all cover buy.
This is true.
I get really indecisive.
Yes, you do. I was about to say, can I say yours?
I get
you second guess yourself a lot.
I get really indecisive. I base too much on, besides the whole cover buying, it's like, ooh, what are people talking about, and you know, what's the synopsis saying, am I really in the mood to read this? So I get really indecisive unless I know I'm going in for this book and only this book. I get really indecisive.
I buy too many books. No, if that could be a bad thing, I like will rationalize to myself like I've earned these books. This would look great on my shelves.
I do. I kind of wander and I get lost.
That's why she wasn't in the other video a lot.
Yeah,
I kept losing her.
I read all sorts of different genres, so I like want to read something in each genre. I think my big thing is that I try to read more obscure books. I try to not read not to not read them, but to
not fall into the hype.
Yeah, not to read just the really hyped books.
Yeah.
I try to read other series that I may have heard like one person talk about, or I just like stumbled upon.
Yeah.
I like stumbling upon series.
Yeah.
And books. And I think one of my big things is that I'll start a series and then I won't finish it because I won't be able to find the other ones.
That's a problem.
So like bookstores will have like the first 3. It's like, but I need number 5.
Yeah.
And it's never here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably, I guess, my thing. But it's more because I read nonfiction, so I'll wander over into the nonfiction section, and then I'll get lost over there looking at books on neurosurgery. So, I mean, do you like having a snack or anything while you're eating, or having any music playing, anything like that?
So, I guess for me, my reading routine, I guess the best word I could find, I listen to Ambient Worlds, which I can link down below. I listen to their music, which is like Hogwarts Great Hall with rain, and it's just Hogwarts, like very calming music and stuff like that. I'll have that, and then I just read in my couch. When I have like lunch or a snack, I can't read. I'll have like tea or something, but that's it. I can't eat while I'm reading. I just can't do it.
So for me, I do read at work. So if I'm on my lunch break, I'll depends on what I'm having for lunch, but I'll be able to read a little bit and eat. But if I'm at home, I don't. So I will, have a bottle of water or have a cup of coffee or something. But like usually I won't eat when I'm at home while I'm reading, because then I can just take a break from reading and eat. And that's usually when John and I are hanging out. Like,
right.
If he's gaming, I'm reading, and if we're eating, we're watching TV.
Yeah.
That's kind of just
how it goes.
Very basic look into our lives. Because I like curling up on the couch. If I'm in the mood, I'll be reading. Otherwise, I'm cross-stitching. So, it kind of depends on my mood, I suppose.
That's fair.
But yeah, usually if I'm at work, on lunch, I'll eat and read.
Okay. What about you?
I've learned to do many things one-handed.
That's fair.
I cook while I'm reading.
Okay.
Because
I could do that.
Well, I've just taught myself over the years how to do that. I usually have a snack. I definitely always have water on me.
I always have like tea or something to drink,
Yeah.
I guess that's one question that I have for you guys is ebook versus physical book. I know, Sarah, you like both, but...
I prefer physical books, but I read a lot of ebooks as well, just because they're cheaper, they're easier to carry around. Like, even on my phone right now, I have probably 250 ebooks.
Right.
Easily, if not more than that, just because they're all like $1.
Right. I prefer physical books. I tried doing like the whole ebook thing, but then like I did that for a couple months because it was cheaper and it was easier. I just couldn't get into it. Same with like audiobooks. Like I do it every so often. Like sometimes when I'm working out, I'll listen to audiobooks, but I like listening to audiobooks where I've already read the book. So most of the audiobooks that I have are Harry Potter. I want to get Illuminate, and I want to get Daisy Jones and the Six, so that I can like tune in. Because when I'm listening to audiobooks, especially when I'm working out, like with my ADHD, I'll focus on, a leaf, but like I can come back and like still know what's happening. Like I don't think I could listen to a brand new book while working out or like going for a walk or anything like that.
And see, I feel like all the time.
See, I feel like I just like get lost in this story and not in the good way.
Yeah, same. Because
Gotcha.
I'm a visual person, so like I need to be like, I don't mind ebooks. In college, I got Kindle Unlimited on my iPad, so that's all I did was I read on my iPad because it was cheaper, it was easier, I could carry it anywhere I wanted.
Right.
But like audiobooks, I would have to be reading the story along with the audiobook, but it defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah.
Because I'm a visual person. Like I need to be looking at something.
I'd have to be like sitting, like and just focusing on that. But when I'm doing that, I'd rather just like flip the pages.
Yeah.
And see, I started doing a lot more ebooks also when I started traveling more too.
That makes a lot more
otherwise,
sense.
You're only allowed a certain amount of weight.
Yeah.
And I would love to fill my suitcase with books. I would love to do that.
But I need to change
But
clothes.
unfortunately, I do need like underwear and shoes and stuff like that. So
Usually for like a week-long vacation, I pack 3 books. That's what I tend to do. Because I try and, like, with my vacations, I try and, like, actually, like, do vacation-y things instead of just reading. Like, I try and do that.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. When we were down in Mexico, we did...
But, like, I can't read on a plane or anything. I can't do it.
No?
Really? Can't. No, it's kind of like reading in a car for me.
I can't read in a car. I get car sick, but I can read on a plane.
I can't read on a plane.
It depends. The whole motion sickness thing depends on, like, a multitude of things with me. Like, if I've had something to eat, if I'm too warm, if I'm too cold. Mostly if I'm too warm and if I'm dehydrated, then I can't.
Right. When I was taking the bus down to work every day, I was taking Dramamine every morning.
Okay.
But that was getting me through 12 hours, and I was able to sit and read on the drive down and then on the way back, because it was a half-hour trip. I was like, might as well not waste it and not do anything.
Yeah.
So I would do that.
So that's where I feel like I could listen to audiobooks. Like, because I don't think I could read on, like, a moving vehicle. I don't think I could do it. But I would be able to, like, focus on something else and not get car sick. Or...
If I can put my feet up, I can read it.
If we're on the interstate and we're going 70 or whatever and cruise is set, I can sit and pretty much read.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's going to be it for our book chat today. Feel free to comment what some of your bookish pet peeves, bookish bad habits you have.
Or any responses to
Literally
what we
anything.
Yeah.
We
just
respond.
say hi. We like it when people say hi.
Yeah. So comment anything, comment stuff that are nice. That'd be preferable.
Please be nice.
Yeah. All of our handles are linked down below. And actually, so we're going to go over quickly like what we're each reading. So I'm currently reading The Vanishing Stair by Maureen Johnson.
I'm currently reading The Poisoner's Handbook by Deborah Blum.
I'm going to take a break from the Illuminae Files, and I'm going to finish out the selection series with The Air by Kiera Cass.
So you can see all of our real time on all of our Goodreads. We post on Instagram frequently, and all of those handles are down below. Don't be shy. Go to them. Look at them.
Follow us. Comment. We'll say hi.
Yes.
Hit the bell icon if you want to be notified whenever we post new videos. We now post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday now.
We have too much to say.
Because we have lots of, as you've seen.
Yes, you can
if you're
tell.
Still here.
If you have sat through this whole thing, kudos to
this
you.
ADHD video.
Let's be honest, we hope you had a really good cup of coffee at the beginning and had a good snack to sit down and listen to it.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.
Bye!